I can see how things may affect me, and I can make decisions based on what I want for myself in the future. I would definitely say for any issue that anyone's struggling with, whether it be depression, anxiety, or, anybody. If you're stuck and don't know what to do, I would say, reach out for help, because sometimes you're not in that mindset to help yourself, and that's okay. Asking for help from someone doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're worse off than anyone else. It just means that you need help. And I think that everyone needs help at some point in their life, and you shouldn't be ashamed to ask for it. Bring it down to its most essential elements, because you can't do anything about the things you can't control. So you might as well, focus on what you can control. One of the biggest things that I've learned with my friends, I've had many friends who struggle with mental health issues and really, really needed help, but were too afraid to ask. I think talking to an adult, as terrifying as it can be, you don't want to get your friend in trouble. You don't want to have them mad at you or anything. But, if you really think about it, the mental health of your friend is more important than yourself. And, I kind of realized that it was selfish not to do that, because I was afraid of my friends getting mad at me. I realized that their health was more important, than avoiding a fight. And eventually, I did talk to several friends. I talked to the principal, people at our school, counselors and that kind of stuff. And they were mad at first, but they all eventually, appreciated the help that they got. And most of us are still friends to this day. I know from experience that when it gets to that point and you're in that negative headspace, that it's nearly impossible to see the bright side of things. And when you get to that point where you're thinking about ending it, you know that you can't see the bright side of anything, and that it's really hard to take the good out of the things. But thinking about the future and what it could be, rather than thinking about how bad life is now, is so important. Thinking about family and the people you leave behind, the lasting impact that you have. Suicide is just a way to get out of it. It's not a way to be strong and stand up for yourself and, assert yourself in the world. And whether you think so or not, there is always going to be someone that will miss you. Always. And the reason that they miss you is something that you should take in consideration. What can you contribute to the world? Talk to someone. Don't keep it a secret. I know it's so scary to tell someone. I had to have my friends say it for me because I couldn't. But if that's what it comes to, if that's what you need to do, then that's it. Because there's nothing to be ashamed of. Everyone has these bad times, and some are worse than others. It's not because you're a bad person or there's something wrong with you. It just means that you need that help. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with asking for that help. Just speak up, and as scary and difficult as it can be, that could be the thing that saves your life. As they grew older and as they became more mature and they realized that, drinking wasn't as cool as we used to think it was. Smoking wasn't as cool as we used to think it was. And a lot of people, especially when you're in high school, in my experience personally, they really do look down upon it.